friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of January 31st to February the 6th. Now, keep in mind that there is a new moon happening in Aquarius on the 31st of January or the 1st of February, depending on where you live. And there is a reading available for that. It's a pick-a-pile reading, and the messages were very, very interesting. So have a listen to that to get sort of an understanding of how the new moon may impact you. Now, let's get started here for Pisces and see what major themes is Pisces going to be working through this week. First week of February. Okay, we see all that glitters. Such an interesting message this card carries. And on the bottom of the deck, the Observer. Ooh, there we go. Very interesting, very interesting. These are very interesting cards because, you know, all that glitters really gives this feeling of, are you sure? Are you sure that just because it glitters, that means it's gold? Are you sure this isn't an illusion? You know, it's a really interesting card for reflection, especially with respect to things that you may have sort of placed in a certain category maybe a while ago. You know, like you may have always thought that blank meant blank. And then you suddenly come across that and you're like, wow, that really wasn't what I thought. You know, like it sure felt differently when I experienced it myself. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting from this for you. And especially this Observer card too. This is really an energy of observing without judgment, observing with no evaluation made, just taking a look around to be sure. You know, that's the interesting thing. They're both sort of guiding you in a direction that suggests, are you sure? You know, why don't you have another look? Have another look at that from a different perspective. You know what I mean? Sometimes changing the perspective by which you look at something reveals to you something about it that, you know, you may have made an assumption. That's the other thing that all that glitters makes me think of, is that, you know, an assumption has been made here somewhere. Oh, this is so interesting already, Pisces. I am so interested to see what guidance we have here for you from the archangels. That's going to be the next deck here. Let's see, what energy are you receiving right now from the archangels to support you? Ecstasy. Wow. This is intriguing. This really makes me think that that you're going to see past something that, you know, I think that realization is going to be a powerful one when I see this card. That really is very interesting. It feels like you're going to be making a realization about something that, you know, right now is one thing. And then I feel very much that, like, after you observe this from a different perspective, you're going to see it much differently. This is very interesting, Pisces. It seems like you're at a crossroads this week, and it's going to be a very revealing one. This is all about what brings you awe and joy, and I feel like you're going to be looking at this from a different perspective and seeing an illusion somewhere. This is so fascinating. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. Oh, and there's the moon and the Fool in, well, I mean, I guess neither of them are really in reverse. It's just the way I was holding them. But cutting the deck and getting these two cards. First of all, the Pisces card represents you in the Pisces card. The Moon card represents you, Pisces, in tarot. And the Fool, I really think you're going to have a new look at what you know, what previously brought you awe and joy, what made you feel that feeling of ecstasy, I think is going to change. I think you're going to see that there was an illusion somewhere. And oh, this is very interesting. Yeah, there's a painful sort of truth moment here alongside the Fool now. So, okay, Pisces, you're going down a pathway to see an illusion, but it's an illusion in something that brings you so much joy and awe. So this could be a brand new beginning for you. Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to be moving into a place of self-reliance here. And perhaps that's where you're going to experience this joy. I feel like you're at a crossroads. You're going to have to make a decision about it. And I feel like, yeah, there it is. There it is. That's the decision. And it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for you to make a decision, because right now it appears that it's, you know, when you look at it as an illusion, it appears like gold. But then when you have a better look at it with that observer card, and you have a better look at it from a different perspective, you're going to see the truth about whether or not it is actually inspiring awe and joy and ecstasy or not. And it's very interesting. Yep, there's the Seven of Swords. There's an element of self-deception here, or an element of deception here. So something has got you unable to sort of like make a decision at this crossroads that you're at. Maybe because you are very self-reliant right now and you like it. Like you don't necessarily want to choose against this. This is very interesting. Let's keep reading here. Oh, okay. We've got two cards together. Let's keep them together. The Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Are you procrastinating? Are you feeling like you're self-sabotaging in a sense here, Pisces? There's an element of self-sabotage. You're a saboteur. Interesting. And it's sabotaging a new beginning here. This Page of Rods is coming in sort of to ignite a spark in you. That could be one path, right? The path that Spirit is calling you to. Maybe the path of true ecstasy versus the ecstasy of the material world. Hello. This could get deep here. I think that's exactly what's going on here. You're being asked to look at your life in the material world, Pisces, and to truly look at what is real ecstasy and what is material and fleeting. Very deep reading for you, Pisces. No big surprise for Pisces, right? Yeah, okay, Eight of Swords. So you're sort of overthinking this crossroads. You need to look at it from a spiritual perspective. That's sort of, I don't think you're going to logically make your way through this, because there's always going to be a part of you that's going to be tempted maybe on that level to look at the material world and say, yeah, let's choose that option. This is interesting. You can choose whatever you want. I feel like you're procrastinating that decision right now, and you could be sabotaging yourself by sort of convincing yourself of things that aren't really, you know, resonating, because you're overthinking. It's not that you're trying to deceive yourself, but it's almost like you're overthinking and underacting. You need to take an action here. You need to make a decision here. You need to sort of go a certain way. See, Three of Cups in reverse. I'm telling you, there's something around you that's not what it seems. It could be in relationships. I think you've attached a lot of meaning to whatever it is that's glittering over here that isn't gold. You know? There's ecstasy awaiting you, I think, on a different pathway, and you're being asked to observe and choose. It's not just observing. You're also being asked to choose. And there's the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like through your spiritual connection, you're being guided right now to really discover true ecstasy and not the ecstasy that comes from the material world. This is such a fascinating reading, this 20 cards. That, like, it really is interesting. And I think this is going to express itself through a connection you have with something emotionally meaningful. And you're going to sort of have to make a decision. You're going to have to go one way or another. Yep. You're going to have to decide which path is a virtuous one. Which is the path that resonates for you? Which is the path that you're most aligned with? Which is the path that leads to true ecstasy? And I can't help but feel like the other pathway is false. It's an illusion because of the all that glitters card. And you're being guided to take careful observation and from multiple perspectives in order to make the decision about what's true and what's false, right? Like there's the deception card in the Seven of Swords, justice right underneath it. Yeah, and you're not making an effort right now. You're procrastinating. That Eight of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like very similar to this Two of Swords in reverse. Sort of like, you're not putting the effort in to discovering this. It's almost because I think that Queen of Pentacles makes me think you're very comfortable in the illusion. But something is coming to wake you up in that Page of Rods. Something spiritual. Something spiritual is like, hello, Pisces, I need to talk. I have stuff to tell you. We need to talk. And I think you can feel it. So you're overthinking this a little bit. You're overthinking what the public's reaction will be. You're overthinking the external world's response or acknowledgement of you. Will that change? Will you still be recognized or not? And it's interesting. I feel like whatever it is that you're doing, that we're talking about here, is something, definitely something in the material world, but it's something that you've been recognized for. And it's something that you've been sort of acknowledged for as well. So maybe a part of you is like, can I let that go? It's not just the thing in the material world that you're questioning, but there's an element of recognition and validation that you're getting for doing this. Yeah. Seven of Wands in reverse. So it's like, people are into this. This is something that the public is recognizing you for, and there's like there's seemingly no competition in sight. But again, maybe that's an illusion. Maybe you need to have a better look. Maybe it's in reverse because you think there's no competition, envy, or enemies, or people making comparisons, right? I wonder. Whatever you're doing is being recognized in the public, in the external world. I feel like saying the public. Maybe it's something that you're doing like with the public, like you serve them somehow. Or maybe you're, something. But it's not what it appears to be. And I feel like you're being called to something else. It's very interesting. You're being called to something else, my friend. Let's clarify some of these. Queen of Pentacles. Is that where Pisces is at right now? Super comfortable. Very prosperous. Yeah. But again, losing connection with yourself here. Losing connection with yourself and needing sort of an emotional component to come into it here with the Star and the Knight of Cups. So it's like, on the Queen of Pentacles, you're self-reliant. Yes, you're comfortable. Yes, you've made a very comfortable material life for yourself. You're very self-reliant. You're independent and comfortable. But at what cost? At what cost here? It's interesting. It's like you're losing or lost connection with what really lights you up. Because something in the material world is successful. You're doing something and it's working in the material world, but it's leaving you feeling, I'm sort of getting this feeling like it's making you feel like empty and that you're surrounded by fake relationships. Queen of Cups on the Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot of this feeling of deep emotion attached to this situation. I almost feel like you have sort of created your identity here through the emotional aspects of whatever it is that you're doing. It's like you feel connected to this in an emotional way, but that's what's causing the illusion. The illusion is that you've connected to whatever it is that you're doing so much so that you're having a hard time differentiating where you end and this begins. It's very interesting, and I feel like you feel a little bit closed off. Like yeah, it's interesting. Something is making this feel like there's a connection between how you feel about yourself is connected to this. So that's why it's hard to let go of it, because it's become a part of you. Yeah. It's almost like if you remove these swords, you're just going to bleed all over the place here. So it's like you're maintaining this persona because it feeds you in some way. But I don't think it feeds the true awe and joy. I think that's what Spirit's guiding you towards. Yeah, you're being guided towards a non-conventional path. And it's almost like this Hierophant in reverse makes me think that your path is going to be unique. Your path is not going to go with convention. You're going to, oh yeah, okay. So right now you're liked. You're going to have to go away that's different. And you're worried that you're going to lose the love of the people. Well, I hate to break it to you because, I mean, I don't think they actually love you. You know what I mean? Like those were bunny ears, but I'm holding too many things. I don't think that they truly love you. How could they? They're in the external world so far from you. I feel like you must be like a public speaker, or somehow people know about you, you know? And it's almost like it's feeding you, but it's false. And the thing that I feel you're being called to do, you're worried that people you're not gonna have likability anymore. I think you're worried people aren't gonna like you. And so you're reflecting on that. You're reflecting on how can I keep doing what I'm doing and, you know, be liked, and then add this other thing. I don't know. I think it's one or the other. That's why you're at a crossroads. Yeah, you've got to decide here. Are you going to let this sort of chapter close out and move into something else through sort of maybe something that's going to be mentally challenging? It's going to be a challenge for you mentally to sort of close this chapter, to close that loop in the World card. That's what you're overthinking. You're overthinking it. Oh boy, this feels like someone that is worried about not being surrounded by people who acknowledge them anymore. And you're worried about that because I feel like you're at a crossroads about doing something, and if you go a new way, you're worried that you're not going to have the love of these people. And the Three of Cups in reverse under that Queen of Cups makes me think you never had their real love anyway. It was just like, they're fans, right? They love you as much as they love your persona, but they don't love you. This is the real stuff here. And look, Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And that's on the Three of Cups in reverse. So I feel like by going on the path of sort of just like acknowledging the illusion that these relationships aren't actually real. Like they're just, those are your fans. Those are your followers. They're not, you know, they don't love you. They don't know you. Do you know what I mean by that? Like they like you. They like what your message is, but I feel like you have a new message and it's just less conventional. You have a new message that's less conventional, and you're worried that people you're going to lose some people by speaking the truth. You've got to speak your truth. And you got the Inner Peace card here. So I think it's actually going to lead to your peaceful outcome, and that the people that follow you on this path are going to be really behind you. Like that Knight of Wands comes in here, very passionate, very fiery, really resonating. And the Four the Four of Wands is a time of celebration. I mean, you could even be sort of meeting someone that you might commit to through this. That's another way to interpret this, is that this is sort of this is a relationship that never, and you're worried what the people are going to think if you separate. Hold the phone. That could totally be it as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to what you do for work. It could also be just that you're in a relationship that is not serving you, and you decide to leave it, and you have to say goodbye to a whole bunch of friends along the way, Pisces. This is fascinating. This could be anything that you've attached the word ecstasy to. Relationship, what you do, it's just, you're trying to decide, you're at a crossroads. There's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse again, but you're dragging your feet. You're procrastinating on making a decision about this. Oh, this reading is long. I apologize. We're over 20 minutes here. You're procrastinating because you're worried about losing love, losing friends, but you know what? They're not really, and you just need more time to think about it. You need to put those thoughts to rest and do what's best for you, right? Whatever really is best for you, whatever you think that is. Ace of Swords. Yeah, you need to flip the script here. You need to almost reprioritize things, because I feel like you're prioritizing the people around you as opposed to you. You're the priority in your story. And if you're feeling like something is an illusion and it doesn't bring you to your ecstasy, it doesn't bring you awe and joy, and when you observe it from multiple perspectives, you come out thinking that, and you gotta go where you feel that high vibe. You're really being guided to look at some illusions this week. Very interesting reading, Pisces. I'm going to leave it at that. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, check out my website, blueroseenergyhealing.com. And the link is in the description below. You can book a bunch of readings through there. And as always, thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing here on YouTube. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends.